And welcome back to the channel. If you've been following along the series, you know that this is video part 3 of how to reinvent your life. And today's video is going to be the exact step that you need, that final piece of actively changing your life, of becoming who you said you would become in video 1 of that future vision you gave for yourself. This is the final piece in the puzzle. So let's get into it. Part 3 of how to reinvent your life, how to actually bring about change in your life and become something, is something that most people know inherently and we want to conveniently avoid and ignore. Because once again, it's uncomfortable. Remember, as we as people will do everything we can to choose the path of least resistance. Means if it's comfortable, we'll choose that thing first. Doesn't matter what it is. We are creatures of comfort, and we're driven to follow the most comfortable things. Unfortunately, when you just live a life of comfort, you live a very, very hard and limited life. Because all opportunity involves some form of risk, and risk to most people is uncomfortable. There are people that are okay with tolerating high amounts of risk, and honestly, you will only take opportunities to the level of risk in which you actively participate. So, for example, if you're not a gambler, if you're somebody who does not like to gamble at all, and all of your friends are going to a casino, and you want to go with your friends, what's going to happen? Chances are you're either not going to gamble, or if you do gamble, you're going to gamble a very low amount of money. You might bring $20. You might have $40. You might have a set limit, a number that you're willing to part with when you gamble. And that is the amount of risk that you are willing to take. Some of your friends, they might be fully ready to go all in. They might have risk tolerances through the roof. And to them, it's like, we're going to go gamble and we are going to give everything we have. If we lose all our money, we lose all our money. That's fine. But I don't think we are, because I've been counting cards and I've been getting really good at blackjack and I've been doing this and I've been doing that. And it's that unbridled confidence. You're like, all right, dude, pump the brakes before you lose the family and the house. And when this starts to happen, we're now put in this position where it's like, okay, do I cling to my own beliefs of risk tolerance, of how much risk that I'm going to take? Do I stick to that, or do I expand it a little bit to fit in with my friend group, like this social circle? Now, if you're very tight on your risks, you won't deviate from it. That's your standard. That's what you hold. Okay, cool. But if you'll open up that risk, you actually open yourself up to more reward potential as well. So if you're going to play with $100 instead of $40, yes, you could lose more money, 1,000%, or you could make more money. There's one of two, all right? So you understand that the more risk tolerance that you open yourself up to, the more opportunity and the more growth potential you also have. So keep that in mind, because in order to truly reinvent your life, step 3, the thing that actually makes the difference, is you need to take massive and consistent action. 2 very, very important words that I will not gloss over. Massive and consistent action. Has to be massive action. It's got to be something big. It has to be something that pushes you so far out of your comfort zone that you are in an area of being in the unknown. Because it's in the unknown that we learn about ourselves. We don't learn about ourselves in the known environments. If you know that you can swim, a pool is not scary. It's not a scary place to be. If you can't swim, the pool is terrifying, right? And you are left with a decision. Do I learn to swim or do I drown? Those are your decisions. Figure it out. If you get thrown in the deep end of a pool and you don't know how to swim, you got one of 2 options, right? So in this situation, you're going to be taking this massive action. You're going to be stepping into an unknown, and you're going to have to learn yourself in this unknown. And you're going to want to mitigate this risk as much as you can. You're going to like slowly, going back to our pool example, you're going to dip your toe into the deep end. Just touch it. Just feel it. Oh, it's a little too cold. I don't know if I'm going to get in there. And then eventually you put your foot in. And then your calf. And then your knee. And then your legs. And then you're sitting on the edge of the pool, right? You're almost there. It's that comfortable, I'll just get in. Meanwhile, the other friend you went with who couldn't swim, yeah, he just jumped in the pool and tried to figure it out. He's actually doggy paddling now, and he's keeping himself afloat. You're not even in the pool yet. So if you're going to be making a big change in your life, the longer you give yourself to get into that space, into that change, the more ways out you start building in. All right, just like the pool example. At any point, you don't have to get into the pool. Just your legs are in the pool. You're sitting on the edge. You can just pull your legs out at any time and walk back, sit on your lounge chair and soak up the sun. But you're not going to do that. So if you're going to just go in, you have to go all in. And that is the case with reinventing your life. You can't just partially reinvent your life. You can't just kind of, sort of, maybe I'll talk to a coach. Maybe I'll go see a therapist. Maybe I'll just work on something. No. This is, you are in or you are not in. You are making this commitment. You are becoming this person that you said you would be. Video 1. You're becoming this person or you're not. Though it is binary. It is 1 or 2. That is the only option. There is really no gray. Okay? Now, whatever happens between that progression of who you are now versus who you become, whatever happens in there, that's the gray. Because there's a whole bunch of life that's going to happen in there. A whole bunch of opportunities, whole bunch of risks, whole bunch of new experiences are going to happen between who you are now and who you want to be. But in order to get to that end result, you have to take massive action. Something that is so big for you that, yes, it does kind of scare you, but it also excites you. The opportunity of succeeding, the potential for the future, what that could possibly be for you is exciting. And it's enticing. And it's this warm feeling that you have where you're saying, you know what? It is a lot of risk, but man, what if it worked? What if it worked? What would my life look like if it worked? And that's what you have to focus on. When I take this action, if you want to lose weight, going to the gym is going to be massive action. Especially if you're someone who has never been to a gym or you haven't been in a long time. Or you don't like how you look and you're afraid of being judged. It's going to take massive action from you to get into your car, to drive to the gym, the whole time feeling that fear, feeling that anxiety, feeling that stuff creeping into you. It's going to take all of that. And you're going to go to open the door of that gym and you're going to be shaking and you're going to be so scared. And you're going to feel inside that everyone's watching you. You're going to feel judged. You're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel dumb. You're going to feel confused. You're going to get frustrated. And you're going to go inside and you're going to have a terrible workout. Because of course it's a terrible workout. You don't work out. It's going to be a terrible workout. You're going to feel miserable. You're going to hurt. You're going to sweat. You know, there's so many uncomfortable realities to this new situation that you're in, to this life that you're choosing. But guess what? That's day 1. Can you imagine day 100? Day 100, you'd be a different person completely, inside and out. And that's what the second part of this comes into play. Commitment. Massive committed action, okay? There's that commitment, but part of committing to something, part of commitment is consistency. So we're taking massive action and we're taking consistent action. So massive in the event that we're doing something massive, we're taking massive steps into our future direction. We're making massive decisions. We're putting ourselves out there in massive ways. Okay, that's the first thing. But then we're doing it again. We're not just doing it today. We're doing it tomorrow. And we're doing it the day after that. And we're doing it the day after that. And we're going to do it every single day until that reality, my future, the thing I wrote down in video 1, the thing I wrote down comes true. Once that happens, then I'll reevaluate. Then I'll figure out, okay, what needs some tweaking? Where do I invest my energy now? What do I focus on now? But until then, I'm going to take massive and I'm going to take consistent action to bring that to reality. Because just taking massive action one time, just going to that gym and feeling all those feelings one time and then going home and be like, oh, thank God I'm home. I'm never going back again. If you do that, you'll never get results. You will never become someone new. You will never reinvent your life in the way that you're looking to do it. All you will do is reinforce the belief that the gym is scary, that it's a place that fills you with a whole bunch of bad emotions, and that you should definitely not go back. That's what you will teach yourself if you go one time and quit. So, instead of that, you have to take massive action consistently. And the more consistent that you do it, the less massive it feels, the less massive it becomes. And that's when we talk about day 1 versus day 100. This is you on day 1. Imagine you on day 100. Imagine if you took massive and consistent action every day for 100 days. Imagine that. Just in whatever it is that you want to accomplish, just take a moment right now, sit there, and say, in 100 days, who could I become? What could I do? Because if you can do that, and you can really think that through, and really think about it, because the end of that time period, 100 days time of you taking massive and consistent action, could result in a completely different human being, in a completely different person, well on their way to where you want to be. But if you quit after day one, you'll just have more of the same. So listen, if this was helpful, all right, if this Reinvent Your Life series was helpful for you, please share it with people that you know. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, help me spread the word to others that need it. And if you need more personal help for yourself, feel free, shoot me a message, chaz@riseabovelifecoaching.com, or just leave me a comment below and we'll talk later.